Good morning, parents. Wow, we're at the end of week 1 of term 2. Can you believe it? It's gone so quickly, but I just wanted to give you a quick update on how we're going and where we're planning to in the next few weeks. It's been a really smooth start to the term, despite all the changes we went through last term, transitioning, getting ready for remote online learning for term 2. So first of all, I just wanted to say thank you for your support. It is overwhelming that over 90% of our families have supported our decisions. The fact that we've got most of our families off-site, we've only got 30 to 40 students actually on campus from K to 12, which is fantastic. It means we can provide the best support and service for our remote learning for you at home. Those students who have come to school because their parents are working or they're unable to for other reasons, they are still working exactly the same as you at home. They're working remotely, they're on their computers, their iPads via Seesaw, Microsoft Teams, or they may have their learning packs. And so we really wanted to do this in a way that was consistent for everyone, so no one was disadvantaged if they chose to keep their child at home, or vice versa, if they came to school they weren't getting any different sort of services. So that's so important that we've supported that. Other schools have provided options. They've given parents choices where some have had face-to-face learning, some have had remote, some have had learning packs, but what we're hearing that it is really difficult for the staff. They're trying to accommodate face-to-face teaching at the same time. How do they get on the computers to service those at home? At the same time, where do they get their time to prepare their learning packs? So we learnt last term, when we trialed this, it's very difficult to do all three well. So thank you for supporting our decision. We know this is an interim period of time. We know government schools have gone back to face-to-face, although they've only had 60% attendance. So how they're servicing the other 40% is still a challenge. There are a number of private schools who have followed suit. I know a school in Perth that has 60% of attendance at school, yet they're doing remote learning, which once again is a challenge, because if a teacher has 15 to 20 students in class learning remotely, how do they then communicate with those at home if they've got students asking them questions at school? So it's once again difficult to do. So I thank you for supporting our decision, to most staff being at home, most students being at home, for your safety, but also for the integrity of the program. So what I want to encourage you over the next week or two, that let's just hold this position. Let's stay where we are. I don't want families to start to think, well, maybe we'll go back tomorrow or the next day, and we'll have this sort of confused transition back where suddenly we'll have 20% students at school and then 30% where it's very messy, it's not managed well, we won't have the right staffing setups, etc. So please, if I can encourage you to remain in where we are. On that point, we are also planning for a class-based learning return. We would love to see everyone back at school, and so we're looking at this review period in the next week or two, by the end of week 3, to hopefully being at a place where we can then reintroduce students in a staged approach back to class-based learning. There is an insight. I wanted to encourage you, there is light at the end of the tunnel. The government's throwing up dates like the 1st of June. They'd like to see at least 50% of schools or students back on campus having face-to-face interaction. So we are planning towards that, but what we don't want is to have a confused approach. So we're doing remote for the first few weeks, and we're planning to return to class-based learning in a way that's consistent, where if we can get 90% of our families back the other way, where we're supporting that, bearing in mind we do still have some at-risk staff, and we do know that there'll be families that will actually be nervous about that, so we want to make sure we provide all the health and hygiene support we need for staff coming back, for students with our social distancing, parents dropping students off, not coming in onto campus, all those sorts of things that we'll communicate to you. So thank you for your patience so far. Thank you for your support. Thank you so much for your cooperation. I have been overwhelmed by the fact that 90% of our families are supporting this process. It has made it so much easier. The integrity of our program's been able to stay intact, so just encourage you for the next week or two. Let's just stay where we are at the moment, and then we'll be communicating to you those updates, and with the view that by the end of week 3 into week 4, we certainly should be looking more like a class-based learning approach back on campus. God bless you. You're amazing. We're praying for you. I know it's a pressure for you. We're encouraging you, and the staff are working really hard to do the best, and I'm just so proud of them as well. Thank you.